and welcome to a slightly delayed Throwing Thursdays. We've got so much to talk about this week. Oh my god, it was an amazing episode. So without much further ado, let's get going. For those of you that didn't catch the episode this week, here is a brief trailer of what we're going to be talking about.
Get out of my way.
King's orders, Your Grace.
You don't know which way she went. I spent 3 days looking for her. She disappeared.
We know where she's going. Castle Black isn't defended on the southern side. We could storm the castle.
You would spill blood in this holy place.
Well, the gods spill more blood than the rest of us combined.
Okay, so as I said, there's a lot going on in this episode. As you can see, Bran is obviously going to be playing a very central role. Was important this episode. It looks as though going forward, he will be our link to the past. We get a scene where we see Eddard and Uncle Benjen and Lyanna, his sister, the wife of the Targaryen king, as children, and we see them interacting as children, and we get more of their backstory as Bran watches them with the Three-Eyed Raven. The Three-Eyed Raven seems to be teaching Bran how to use and control his powers better. He is very much leading Bran towards his destiny, I suppose. And then we leave Bran. I think he's gonna, as I say, he's gonna be our link to the past this season. We know a war is coming, but I think he needs to learn some lessons before he can fully help and win this war. It's also, as you know, Game of Thrones since the beginning has been all about you either win or you die when you play the Game of Thrones. So we get a lot of death again this episode. Quick spoiler alert. I should probably extract that out of the game, but yeah, there will be spoilers. We finally get to see Roose Bolton get exactly what he deserves. Not from where I thought it would come from, but from Ramsay. There's a good scene where the Roose Bolton's wife has her baby, turns out to be a boy. Ramsay takes a little bit of dislike to this and knifes his father, therefore becoming the Warden of the North by default, because he also brutally murders his stepmother and stepbrother. I would have liked to see Roose Bolton get killed in some big battle or in some torturous way, because let's face it, he's an arse. But it'll be interesting to see now where Ramsay heads. Obviously, it's pointing towards him having a showdown with Jon Snow, which we will get to in a moment. The other death that we get in this episode is the King of the Iron Isles, Theon Greyjoy's father. He comes a cropper in a rather fitting way, straight off a bridge, by what appeared to be his brother. So that, obviously, last episode we saw Theon get away from the Ramsays with Sansa Stark, and he left Sansa with Brienne of Tarth and Podrick. So he's out on his own. So that may be playing into him joining back up with his family in the Iron Isles, because obviously his sister wanted to save him. She couldn't find him. She couldn't get to him. So he will hopefully go back to his family, and that will then play in that Uncle seems a little psychotic. But it'll be interesting to see what part he's going to play in the expansion of the Iron Isles, because obviously they invaded the North. They had a failed coup of the North. So it'll be interesting to see how better he fares. Because he's a little, I think he's a bit of a sandwich short picnic, to be honest. But yeah, it'd be good to see what happens there. So, we have another kind of hinting to what's to come. There are so many theories out there that they're starting to play into your expectations of the show. Now, we had a scene in this episode where we see the dragons that are locked up underneath Marine, the two that are left. And Tyrion and Viserys are obviously trying their best to hold it all together. Daenerys' empire that she was creating has pretty much crumbled around them, and all that is left is Marine. That is the last bastion of her power. So Tyrion decides that it would be a good idea to maybe get the dragons involved, because what better way to keep people in check than having two dragons at your disposal. Yeah, and we see a scene where, very funny scene, there's lots of funny moments in this episode. It was a great mix of dark and funny. It was kind of, there's some really good lines, and we'll get to those in a moment, but Tyrion manages to calm the dragons rather easily. And there is a fan theory out there that he is actually going to turn out to be a Targaryen. Now, it could be true. He quelled the dragons very easily. They didn't attack him. Even Viserys looked on in astonishment. The dragons have obviously never met him. And they attacked their own mother last time she tried to deal with them. They weren't too happy with her, but I guess she did lock them up, and dragons are pretty intelligent creatures. But yeah, he seemed to get on with them quite well, and he told a very touching story of wanting to have a dragon, but his father telling him that all the dragons were dead, and it, crying himself to sleep. But that was a true story. He was telling the dragons, well, that was just calm them. We're not sure, but there's clearly maybe going to be something there. Fans with Game of Thrones are pretty good at coming up with accurate theories and accurate ideas. So it'll be interesting to see whether that does turn out to be true. Because we have one other character, which we are slowly coming towards in a moment, that may also be a Targaryen and is clearly going to have some part to play. Okay, so I think I've held it out long enough. This is the major spoiler. I think by now everyone should know this is why I've held off the video, because it is a big, big, big moment, and I have to talk about it in this video, but I'm sure most people, if they use social media, will know it happened. The scene, at the end, we get Jon Snow on the table. Melisandre, the Red Woman, is asked by Sir Davos to bring him back. Like, can she do it? She's asked, can she do it? And she doesn't know, she's never tried, but she knows it can be done. We also know from the previous episode that she's also got a few secrets of her own, so she is maybe more powerful than we actually know and have seen. But she tries out the sea, she plays off somebody, goes through all the ritual, and nothing happens. And then they all leave the room thinking, oh my god, it didn't work, they're dead. And then, last scene, Ghost stirs and Jon jolts awake. He is back, he is very much alive, and it's been quite comical because the first thing he did was tweeted to say, I'm sorry I lied. Because obviously he had to, it's top secret on set. Even in the scripts, he wasn't referred to by name. They were allowed to refer to him in conversations by name. In case people heard, it's been completely kept under wraps. So, I am now telling you, he is back. It is official, Jon Snow is alive. And we all kind of knew it was going to happen. They made him too important for it not to be last season. And they also brought Melisandre back on the same day that he died at the wall. So, kind of obvious. But, having said that, we don't officially know whether she brought him back to life or whether there was some other force at work. Because when we saw it happen before with the Brotherhood Without Banners, the Men Without Banners, it was immediate. He died, came back to life straight away. Instant. Jon Snow didn't. Now, whether that was because there was a delay in the ritual happening and he'd been dead for some time, the longer you're dead, the longer it takes to come back, possible. But there is also a suggestion that there may be some other force at work. But it's clear that Jon Snow probably isn't going to stay with the Night's Watch, as they did betray him. They were arrested. Men came back and rescued him with the Wildlings, which again, great scene. They stormed Castle Black with a giant, which did some interesting things for an archer. Bashed his head against it. Quite a violent episode, this one. There was quite a few moments that were violent. In a kind of a nervous laughter kind of way, because it's quite comically done. The archer shoots down at the giant, hits him in it, obviously with one arrow is not going to take down the giant. And the giant literally just picks him up, swings him about, bashes him against the wall, and throws him away like a rag doll. So, yeah, it was good. So they're obviously now hopefully going to team up with Jon Snow, and Jon Snow will break his oath. The next episode is called Oathbreaker. So clearly our oath is going to get broken somewhere. Which oath it will be? Will it be Jaime? Will it be Jon? There's lots going on. So yeah, that was the big reveal of the season. That's why I felt this video back, because I wanted to give people a chance to see it for themselves before I reviewed the video. So on the whole, fantastic episode. So far, I know I've only had 2 episodes, but I'm loving it so far. It's kicked off to a fantastic start. There was always a worry with this season without a book to go by whether the writers of the show would be able to keep the story going without some sort of guidance, and where would they take it and that kind of thing. But I think it's actually helping. I think they're doing a fantastic job not being stuck to the script, and there were so many brilliant, memorable moments in this episode. You know, you have Sir Davos at one point where they're sitting in the room and they're getting to the point where the Night's Watch are going to storm the room that Jon Snow's body's being kept in, and Sir Davos says, "I've never been much of a fighter," picks up the sword, walks back to the door and says, "Apologies for what you're about to see," in such a casual, well-delivered line. It's brilliant. And then there's the scene with the dragons that I mentioned, and Viserys and Tyrion. It was hilarious. It's Viserys' face when Tyrion walks back up the steps, having not been barbecued by the dragons. Yeah, it was just a really enjoyable, well-balanced, well-developed episode, and I mentioned that the next one is called Oathbreaker, and here is the trailer for it.
They think you're some kind of god.
If a girl is truly no one, she has nothing to fear.
Why have you come to Winterfell?
I've got a gift for you.
If someone is planning on making our losses their gains, I want to hear it.
And now it begins.
Now it ends.
So yeah, so that looks like a great episode, and obviously I will review it again on Thursday. But that's it for now. We'll have movie Mondays on Monday with all the movie news coming out of Tinseltown and beyond. So yeah, that's it from me. Have a great weekend, and keep on hashtagging.